swear they try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never try. You will never know, you ain't never try. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the win. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I choose athlete. Competition never matched.
Thanks for saying you're back, bitch.
Like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position.
What do you need me for?
Don't stop. It's a long season. They no winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired.
Watching the Kansas Duke game. Oh, nice. What's the score? 36-37. Good game so far. Yeah, they just started the second half.
From the home of the Bills since way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Here's Steven Gostkowski now to kick this one off. And off we go from New Era Field. This is fielded a couple yards deep. He'll bring it back to just They snap it at 1. Now it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Kamale Correa able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. The Bills send the punter out, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Here's Jones. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Throwing now is Brady. This is Miller, complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down.
Regular. Exit. Right there.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. Try to get it to Woods.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a for.
Now Trubisky apparently not liking something here. He's going to step back and call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now it's Carson. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
At the Broncos' 48-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Tackles.
General West.
Now a give, right side. It's Carson. 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Chris Carson, 48 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. A running play on first down will get 4 up to the 29. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Miller. Brought down by the cornerback, William Jackson.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Got him in. He finds Sanders. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
First down, Broncos.
Wait, set. Fly, 20.
59. Check tight.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, one more.
From midfield, here's Brady. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one. Brandon, never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
Well, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal isn't even thinking about a touchdown at this point. They're thinking about field position. A couple of first downs in order to give some room for their punter and maybe flip the field position for their defense.
2nd and 9 at the 2-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. This is Carson, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
I got you, pump. Check three, check three, check three.
Trubisky from his end zone on 3rd and long. And this is going to be a safety as Trubisky gets swallowed up in the end zone. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Brady looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And got him in. It's Woods. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
53.
59. Let's go, defense.
On first down, it's Miller. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Brady to throw. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Shotgun now for Brady. And he's got Miller. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. And Woods has it complete. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Wait, that 380.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Hey, go 66.
Again, it's Brady. Underneath for Miller. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here.
Hey, Delta.
Brady to throw again. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up fourth.
Steven Gostkowski on for the field goal.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
At the 19-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now a give, right side. Carson. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Come on, 180. 18. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys.
On 3rd down, it's Carson. And he is not going to get the first down as he'll spot this at about the 28. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Brady. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Finding Green complete. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And it's fielded at the 34. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. Flushed out right. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a give, right side. Carson. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, it's Carson. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Out there now, the lefty Tavecchio for the Falcon field goal. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And that will push the lead up to 5. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
The final shot before half for Brady. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the 1st half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the 2nd half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. This is Miller, and this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Hey, that's 53. Right there, 56. Watch the pass. Hey, check it. Check.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Coverage there by the former first-round pick, William Jackson.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one. Target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. And that'll set them back 5. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
What do you want? 56.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky, eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Kamale Correa, able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
2nd and 11 at their 48-yard line.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Go. Watch twist. He's checking it. Red, up. Crash. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
They run it with Carson. And some room to roam now. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. Here's Carson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a give, right side. Carson, they're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side. I
would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Let's go. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Coming to you. Hey, second.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. Miller with 1st down and more. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled. Especially, that's caught at the 25. Give him 30 yards there.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. Took till the 2nd half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Draw play. This is Miller. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. And caught by Sanders. Touchdown, Broncos. 4 yards on the touchdown grab, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Hey, team 6.
From the gun, Brady. And it'll be intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And he's into the clear. The 20, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking.
Stephon Diggs past the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 75 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again. And you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo. Didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
To Vecchio now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
I'm going to run you over. Sugar.
To throw again. Brady. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Now the ball comes loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obvious.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ndamukong Suh with a sack. We've seen that a ton since he entered the league in 2010.
At the 41-yard line.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
You got nothing today. You got nothing. Check nickel. Right 56. Mike 56. You ain't going nowhere. Watch that.
Now it's Trubisky. There he goes inside the 30. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he gets this one down to the 24. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. On first down, Trubisky. They'll run the screen with Carson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
It's now 3rd and goal.
They come out here in the eye. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
Showing up, showing up. Pick the edge. Go, go. Alert, 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 alert.
The fullback wide, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Bills will add on to their lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, two sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, man, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, defense, let's go. Shadow.
They'll run with Miller. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Brady now to throw. And that's caught by Beasley. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. Throwing now is Brady. And he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now it's Morris. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
72. My spot 9. 72.
On 1st down, Brady. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And that's complete to Sanders. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. From the gun on third down, Brady. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. Brady's got his guys 1st and 10. And he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. And this one caught by Beasley. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Again, they'll throw with Brady. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And now it's third down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Brady again. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He was covered by Rashad Jones.
Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down? Now Brady, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's 1 timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yep.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams that's what I want all the time, and they feel like it